I'm Milin Patil. Today on 2nd September, I'm going to discuss about the topic TypeScript. Okay, so basically the HTML, CSS, and the JavaScript is used um, as a main component in the front end developing. Okay, so in it the HTML is used as a take as a real-time example that the HTML is as skeleton, means the skeleton of the bones of the human beings. Okay, and the skin on it or the color on it as a CSS. Okay, and the the brain, which of the logic is as the uh, JavaScript. Okay, and uh, to enhance the properties of the JavaScript, we use the TypeScript. Okay, so TypeScript is also as the same as the programming language developed and maintained by the Microsoft. Okay, it's also a programming language which is developed and maintained by the Microsoft. It is a strict syntactical superset of the JavaScript and adds optional static typing to the language. Okay, so it is we can say that it is a upgrade version of the JavaScript. It is not upgrade version of the JavaScript, but uh, as a uh, work which is done by the TypeScript, we can say that, yeah, which is a additional which are the additional properties in the JavaScript, like the adds optional static typing to the language. Okay, now the TypeScript is designed for the development of the large application and transcompiles to JavaScript. Okay, the programmers, basically the programmers who works under the environment of the oriented programming languages are selected the Java TypeScript because of its functionalities. Okay, and they are using it to develop the web apps for the faster response. Okay, now it's as a as TypeScript is a superset of the JavaScript. Existing JavaScript programs are also varied TypeScript programs. Okay, because the TypeScript is a superset of the JavaScript. So the existing JavaScript programs or the properties are also the varied TypeScript programs. Means if you are um, compile the program in JavaScript, it's varied into the TypeScript. There is not any type of the program or programming error can be occurs. Okay, now the TypeScript may be used to develop the JavaScript application definition flies that can contain type information of the existing components. Also, JavaScript application for both client side and also the to use server side execution, as with nodes or deno. Okay, there are multiple options available for transcompilation. Okay, either the default TypeScript checker can be used, or the Babel compiler can be invoked to convert the TypeScript to JavaScript. Okay, so the either the default TypeScript checker is used, or the Babel compiler can be invoked to convert the TypeScript to the JavaScript. uh, JavaScript also supports the definition splice that can contains type information of existing JavaScript libraries. Means the TypeScript also have the also can contain the type informations of existing JavaScript libraries, because it's additional version. Like okay, so much like the C++ header files can describe the structure of the existing object files. Okay, This JavaScript enables other programs to use the values defined in the price as if they are statically typed. Okay, TypeScript entities. Basically, the main works of the TypeScript is to provide the additional intelligence code to the program. Okay, which is also provided by the JavaScript, but in the TypeScript it is better provided as compared to the JavaScript. So the programmer are nowadays the programmers are willing to use the TypeScript in the place of the JavaScript, because it's a superset of the JavaScript. It's always contains the more properties or the more benefits than the JavaScript. So so all are compatible with it. Okay. There are third-party header files for popular libraries such as jQuery, MongoDB, and the D3.js. Okay, there are the mm, popular libraries such as jQuery, MongoDB, and the DB.js, D3 JavaScript. Okay, TypeScript headers for the Node.js basic modules are also available, allowing development of Node.js program within TypeScript. Okay, now the next point is that the TypeScript the compiler is itself written in TypeScript. Okay, so the TypeScript compiler is itself written in the TypeScript. Okay, and compiled the JavaScript. It is licensed under the Apache license 2.0. Means the TypeScript is licensed it first time in the under the Apache license 2.0, and the TypeScript is included as a first class programming language. Okay, um, the TypeScript is uh, included as a first class programming language as in Microsoft Visual Studio Code, means VS Studio. You are aware of that. In 2013, update number second and later updates. Okay, alongside C language and other Microsoft languages. Means at that time the C language also added into the Visual Studio. At the same time the JavaScript also added, uh, and also some other Microsoft languages added in it. An official extension allows Visual Studio 2012 to support the TypeScript as well. Now, the popular JavaScript framework Angular 2.0 is written in TypeScript. Okay, we all know that the Angular is very popular nowadays, and for the front end works, and it's a very popular so the JavaScript framework. So, and it's written in TypeScript. So the mastering TypeScript can help programmers to write object-oriented programs and have them compiled to JavaScript. So the mastering the TypeScript or the learning of the TypeScript or the achieving the good knowledge of TypeScript can help programmers to write the object-oriented programming and have them compiled to JavaScript. Okay, on the both sides, means on the server side also, and on also and on client side also. So therefore the Java TypeScript is a very important into the front end developing, and also on the back end developing. So uh, uh, it's a and the TypeScript also chosen by uh, programmers who are use you are used to on the works of the object oriented programming, because of the fast features of the TypeScript. It's used in the big web applications or the big web apps, etc. So uh, basically so it's all about the TypeScript. which is basically replace the JavaScript uh, nowadays. Okay, so uh, it's all about the TypeScript. Okay, and thank you, sir.